You know, in these toxic workplace environments, folks, there's so much unnecessary drama and bullshit that you have to encounter when you're just simply going just to get a paycheck. You're living in this world, they got you on a hamster wheel every fucking day. And you go in there and you experience these environments where you deal with madness. It's like everything is turned upside down. Today I was talking to a friend who's working in such environment, and they were telling me about all of the dysfunctional bullshit they deal with on a daily basis, and I had to laugh. But really, when I really think about it, folks, it's really troubling. It's the very thing we talk about and what has joined us in these videos in our fight to get rid of this fucking narcissistic fool who's plaguing us all, folks. Right? Creating bad societies. Now, there was a situation at this person's job, and I'll get right to the story because I really want you guys to try to, understand this from that person's perspective. So we can show you, we can take a walk in crazy town somewhere. We can see something for a minute, and I can let you reason from their perspective. But you had a crazy ass person at their job who reasoned that going to sleep at work was ideal under certain circumstances, based on things they have to do or something. Right? Not necessarily the obligation to do a job and meet a duty or something if you're in service. In this case, this person works in the service industry. So there's a constant demand when customers come in, because this is how you make a paycheck, folks. I keep telling you, with these low IQs, you get these people in these workspaces, these fucking fools, who make your day stressful because you have to work harder because they're lazy, they're working less, and then they're doing dysfunctional shit like going to sleep at work. Now, in this situation, just imagine, folks, and I want you to see how insane the people, your neighbors and the people you work with every day, maybe you guys out there who need to correct this problem, right? You're irresponsible. I keep saying this. But you at work and you take a lunch break. You know how you guys, y'all work a job, and then when lunchtime comes, there's a certain time of the day. Maybe you do it different times based on the type of shift you do or something. I don't know. If you're in a certain industry, maybe you switch up or something. So just imagine you taking your break, and when that break comes, it's 30 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever you get. You guys know, 20 minutes, whatever. You get these breaks. We all got them. Okay? And so you're on your break, and the person who went before you, they took a break, but they never came back. So when you get off your break and you going over there to your work area, right? All of this pile up of work that had to be done, because if you're in the service industry, you had to consistently maintain something. Some of you guys work in food service. Some of you guys work, in different types of service industries where you have to meet a constant demand from customers, right? But, and so this person never came back from their break, and when you got off your break, you noticed there was a pile up of work. And that's what I talk about, these situations they put you in where you get home later, you're more tired, you're more stressed. And this is what the narcissistic worker does. They don't come to work to do a job, folks. Everything is about a game, right? Disenfranchising you is the name of their game, folks. You'll see this play out in every case. But imagine being at a job and you come off your break and the person never came off their break, so you're doing that work and trying to pile up, and so the boss comes over because they notice there's a pile up of work, never acknowledging the fact that the person who was supposed to be doing that work took a break and never came back. To which there's an inquiry from you about why the other person hasn't come back. Have y'all fired this person? What's going on? Right? Because you're the only person there. And in these cases, if you're the target, folks, you'll be the only other person in this situation. Right? On a typical day, you could have a staff of 6 to 10 people or something on hand. But on this day, it'll just be you. Just ironically, it just turns out like this. Coincidentally. Right? Just you. And that person won't come back. And so you're in a situation where your ass maybe several hours over the time you got to get home. Maybe you got daycare. Maybe you got to have another job. See, I'm showing you. I've been talking. Have y'all been listening? In every video, the narcissist I'm showing you that this rat race you're forced in, these fucking fools are allowed to play this game because the circumstances are such that they allow these things. You see it for what it is, folks. So you're talking to that boss, and I'm showing you this bizarro world of craziness that you're in, where you're telling this boss and trying to reason, and there's that word again, right? You're trying to reason with the boss that this person hasn't come back, or have y'all fired him? So the boss is not upset at all. The boss came over, remember, to reprimand you about why all of this pileup of work is going on. Yet they haven't said anything about the person who's officially delegated that work. So when you inquire, because you're countering their bullshit, if you're a justice empath and you understand this game, you're being straight up about something. So you're countering the bullshit by stating what the problem actually is. Where's this fucking asshole coworker of mine? To which you'll notice that boss, like I said, that the higher-ups always enable the game, folks. The master planners. You'll see it play out right before your eyes. And this person will not show a bit of interest at all in what you're saying. Even though they came over for that very thing. They're bosses and they're supposed to be responsible for work and task loads. But somehow when you inquire about the task load, they can't help you. Isn't that interesting? But they get paid oodles of money over you to do such things, to be fuck-ups. Like I said in every video, wake up, folks. Look around you. Go to work tomorrow and look around you. So then they'll go look for this worker, this coworker of yours, and find them somewhere around the building, maybe in the locker room asleep or something. That person is not chastised or ridiculed for not being at their appropriate workplace station or something, or getting the work done or nothing. To which they'll show up maybe an hour or two later back to their shift, and you're looking like, damn, you're about to go home in a couple of hours. Where have you been? Did they fire you? What happened? To which that person will insanely, stately, calmly say to you in an insane manner, because it's insane from the start. They'll say, oh, I'm sorry, I was watching something on my phone and I fell asleep. Huh? You mean to tell me that you were asleep for 2 fucking hours and left me with all this bullshit on the shift? I tell the boss finds you and brings you out of your coma to come back to work. To which you tell me to my face and finish your shift out and you'll be back to work tomorrow, the next day. What the fuck is going on in these workplace environments, folks? But this is what I'm talking about. The bizarro world of dysfunctional mentality and narcissistic work nest, where they dominate and set the rule of the day, folks. And the rules will always change. In this situation, like I started out with, you'll see the insanity. And you'll try to reason it. But in every case, you'll be pointed to that dysfunction. This is why you need to develop your exit plans, folks. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You know? It's really one of those things that it's funny to me. I laugh about this stuff, right? I laugh. But in honesty, because we can enjoy this on a level of, how you've been in those situations, folks, where someone has driven, you've seen these movies and stuff, cartoons and shit or whatever, where someone has been driven to the point of insanity, to the point they just start laughing. There's nothing to laugh about. There's only things to cry about in misery, but it's so miserable and so uncomfortable and disheartening to deal with this shit that they just have to laugh. This is what you encounter in toxic workplace environments, folks. Right? So then, in that next situation, and I always talk about professional workplace environments, and y'all have seen many videos I've done where I've discussed these scenarios where I've myself being just some regular old person going in the store willing to spend my money and get the hell out of there, right? That's all I want to do, because I'm being logical about my interactions with these people. I'm just trying to buy a soda. I'm just trying to buy this or that. But everything you get is behind. I did a couple of videos back, right? About these low-level people, right? I can't even think of the name of that video at the moment. But these people that come to work and everything is about everything except doing that professional job, folks. So you'll have customers who will go insane on the flip end of it. That's what I was saying in that video, right? I was talking about how customers, you either have it from a standpoint of you being a worker dealing with coworkers, or you have it from the standpoint of being a customer dealing with asshole people working at these establishments. And you don't get the service you need and you get disrespected and all of that stuff. These are those things, folks, that I'm talking about, that show you that even in workspaces, whether you're working there or you're dealing with them in customer service situations, there's fucking dysfunction, there's craziness. Don't y'all see it? So you'll have that customer, and I've done these coffee shop store videos several times over, But you will have this place where, say you're a barista or something. Say you're working at a coffee shop. What is your fucking job? If you work at a coffee shop, what do, folks? You're making fucking coffee. Everyone who comes into the establishment is probably trying to get a fucking cup of coffee. It's probably going to be early in the morning, right? See, we're being logical, right? We're reasoning, right? There's that word again. Many of you lack reasoning, folks. I say the average person is fucking insane. The people with the vibration, you guys, only you know what I'm talking about. You get it. You're laughing right now. I can tell who you are because you're laughing right now. You get it. But that customer will go to the manager or something. Remember, this person is getting paid oodles of money, like I said in the previous example, right? To fuck off. They don't have the mental capacity to be a boss. They don't have the professional sense to be courteous to customers and understand that the customer is there for that very purpose, folks. So the customer will inquire in a coffee shop. They will walk in and there will be several, and this has happened to me several times, and I'll lose my fucking mind. It's early in the morning, you just stopping there. You should only be there for 3 minutes. Get that coffee, get on down the road. All right? But you get in there and you see all of these coffee urns, sitting in front of you. You have about 10 of them in front of you. You can go to any of them and get you this flavor or that flavor. You guys have been to these places. But you go to the coffee machine and none of them work because they're all empty. And the person didn't put any coffee in there. Now you're actively open at this point. If you're a shop and everyone and customers are sitting there and people are eating and stuff, and you're thinking, well, damn, I can't get a fucking cup of coffee in our coffee shop. Do you see what I'm trying to explain to you folks? Narcissists live in their own world. So even in the case where your world is a coffee shop, in a narcissist world, even if they're a barista working at a coffee shop, it's their world. They'll get to that coffee when they get to it. You want something else? There's something else on the menu. We got some Diet Coke or something. You want that? You see what I'm trying to explain to you folks? The disenfranchisement that you experience that make you want to punch somebody in the face. We've seen these videos where people who clearly have gone overboard in these cases and jumped over counters and choked people out and stuff. Don't do that. That's foolishness, right? It's not worth it on that level. But I'm saying to you, in these unprofessional spaces, you get this illogicalness, this lack of reason. It is what permeates our society, folks. And these are just examples. I was talking to someone today who told me these stories. And the thing is, before I go any further, I have to ask, how many of you have heard this story before? How many of you have done this? Right? How many of you have experienced this and said, and in all of these examples, I'm looking at other people who are doing things that are illogical. And I have to reason if I'm looking at them actually do this. I'm not fragmenting. Remember, I'm dealing with real reality if I'm not fragmenting. So I'm looking at someone do something in front of me, and because they're not going to gaslight me, I'm seeing what I'm seeing. That we have to conclude that the average person has something wrong with them if they have bought into this shit. If it's foolishness, if we're all going over the cliff and jumping off, and you come behind me and do it, are you fucking crazy or not? Just think about it, folks. I laughed at that example. When I talk to people every day, folks, and this is what I do at this point. So every day I'm getting a story from someone. When people get around me, they want to talk about their day at work. And I want to hear about it. Doggone it. I want to hear about it because this is what I talk about, folks. If I can get people to realize the causes of all their hypertension and stress every day, the things in the world that shouldn't even exist, then they'll want that better society. You see where I'm going with this? I'm trying to get you to think about something, right? There are better things on the horizon. If you guys all showed each other humility, you would appreciate each other in a way where you don't see each other as objects, folks. But when you're the narcissist and you have that DF, it's almost like having a terminal illness on some level. With that DF, it's hard to shed that lower energy once it attaches, folks. And it works like that. Just like I told you guys, I'm attached to higher energy. Works just like that in reverse, though. So when you guys get yourself in the funk of life where you're fucking with lower people and lower energy and lower spirits and certain things, remember that you're cursed on that level. So you hold on to the Most High, folks, because He is your everything. He really is. This is His balance. If you fall on that end of the spectrum in the negative energy field of reality, then that's where you fall, folks. So it's about vibration, folks. And that humility is higher vibration. Realizing that me standing next to you is no better than you. And I don't covet myself on any level. The things that you guys do is for these reasons. Okay? Doing things for other people's pain or discomfort. In both of those situations, you had a situation where you're at your job every day, and I used to do this all the time. And it was like I went from job to job thinking I was going to find some peace at the next job, only to see it was even worse. From the frying pan into the lava pit. I always say that. So I get at these jobs, and every fucking boss is incompetent. I've said this. They make decisions based on their own personal emotions like a child. They will undo and pull that bazooka out and blow a whole wall out to disservice one person because they're mad and they want to get revenge on somebody. So they'll disenfranchise the whole fucking staff. Nobody is smart enough, and that's where you get into flying monkeys, folks. The people who are not smart enough and clueless to the idea that some crazy motherfucker has Norman Bates their way into the job force. It's working for you. Now you're a boss and has the mind of a fucking 6-year-old child, yet they're doing really big responsibilities, aren't they? They're stealing your fucking payroll money. They're doing all types of shit. They're not giving you proper raises. They'll give that asshole who took a nap in the bathroom for 2 hours, they'll give that asshole a bonus or promotion. Look you in your fucking face during an evaluation and say, you didn't do much this year. Same folks, people. Same playbook, people. So yeah, it was funny to me. I laughed and I was entertained and we went about our day and everything. And I wish them a good day. I hope when they go back to work tomorrow, they won't choke anyone out, right? But I'll understand if they wanted to. I'll understand it. Many of you are going through the same exact thing while we talk every day, and we're sort of like, this is like support network stuff. I went through it so much, folks, I had to escape. I'm trying to help you guys escape, reaching that exit plan, okay? But holding on to the Most High, and I have to always conclude with Him, folks, because He is God, right? He is better than all this bullshit and minuscule problems that we think we're dealing with. That's why I say it. Your workplace problems are nothing. And when you talk about this bigger fight, when it comes down, when money don't exist, there will be no need for a job, but you will be, dealt with. Fact. You folks going over to my website, thinkbehavior.info, pick up my book, I Love Bad Behavior. All right? You can pick the book up on Amazon. Please go on over there today. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. I have to say that because I do appreciate getting this out to more people. And we'll be talking soon, folks. I love bad behavior. But I just love dealing with people who are professional. If I had a problem as a customer, if I go in a coffee shop on 8 o'clock on a fucking Friday morning, 8:30, 9 o'clock or something, shouldn't I reasonably expect to be able to get a cup of coffee? Why is the barista looking at me rolling their eyes when I'm trying to get a cup of coffee and you work in a coffee shop making coffee? Does Mr. Coffee Shop owner, does he want you to do that? I want you to think about this, coffee shop owners. you guys are assholes because you're just hiring warm pulses. That'll be another video. We'll talk about that. Y'all take care.